So my name is Pandit, and I'm a Presales lead at AMNEX for technology. So today's topic is why AI and ML in government. So let me talk about first challenge, why AI. So if I move, currently we are in very pivotal moment where Indian public sector getting transformed. So India have 800 plus districts and 1000 plus departments. So currently everyone is under kind of strain. Reason is that we have a rapid urbanization, citizen expectation get changed, and the technology what we have has some limitation. So AI is not a technology, I can say. It is a kind of a catalyst for a chronic governance challenges. So let me consider these three challenges right now. We have multiple, let's focus on these three. First thing is that delay in grievance redressal. Second thing is that leakage in subsidies. And third, inefficient routing problem in the transport system. If you see, these are not the challenges, but it's a data and decision problems. So if AI is deployed correctly, we can definitely solve. So we become a reactive governance to predictive government. So this is useful. For an example, what are the impact? There are multiple use cases for the AI, like farmer who are getting benefited using the satellite image, like it's happening in Andhra Pradesh and Gujarat, like adaptive traffic system happens in across multiple cities. So these are the few things. And another thing I would like to highlight is India's tech. So these are the successful use cases. But all successful use cases are in silos, not across. So kind of a key insight is that AI is not a magic. It's only impactful when it is embedded in government policy and it's scaled across the department. So how AI is transforming and we can say mentioned. So currently in AI, there are three different stages. So there are three different stages in AI. So majority of departments are stage 1 and stage 2. What is stage 1? Stage 1 is a normal chatbot pilot, or we can have a certain kind of ticketing system. I think all the government departments has done in that. Stage 2, predictive. Many government departments have now moved from stage 1 to stage 3. But what is a stage 3? Stage 3 is a real-time data correlated or real-time information passed between the departments. Like the example of UIDAI, where it can work the data in multiple states. So, if we want to achieve stage 3, like an advanced governance, we must have to focus that our policy and AI need to be in a policy and daily operation. That is how we can reach up to the stage 3 in a government. What are the key barriers in developing an AI? So, there are a few key barriers I can say. Number one is that data in silos. So every data is state, but data is within the department only. It is not talking with other departments. So we need to create a certain facility or governance mechanism where data can communicate between multiple departments. Second is a procurement. I think you all aware that the technology is changing so fast that once your RFP is completed, the technology will move. So current procurement or the current hardware is not sufficient for that. So we need to think about that. Are we going for the particular hardware or procurement, or let's move to the sandbox-based environment. Let's move things like that. We should have a result-oriented output, not just think that it can work with multi-GPU or something. Third is that certain kind of resistance came from the institutes also. How? For example, AI, everyone thinks that AI will take a job. So this is a kind of a resistance. People don't want to learn or people don't want to go because they think that AI might fear the job. Second is that AI literacy is a field level stuff. So even though we have an AI, but our field level is not ready for that. we're not able to get better output from that. And the final one is a kind of scaling. So many departments are running AI pilot very successfully. But will they do operationalize on that? So we need to incentivize or accountability to maintain the scaling successful pilots. So if we don't fix this buzzword or if we don't fix this issue right now, then AI definitely become a buzzword. Might be this kind of seminar or POC everyone is talking about, but on a real ground, situation is different. So how to overcome that? So there are 4 major items we can say that we can overcome. Number 1, we can have a vision and strategy. So it should be anchored by the state or the national AI mission. They make sure that we can do and we can coordinate all the data together. Second is a data infrastructure and interoperability. So government to think data as a fragmented silos to unified data. For an example, think about DGIT and iCode. So they are the early example of platformization. The third stage is capacity building. So we definitely have certain people who are sitting in one state or 2 states, but we need to skill our officer at every skill. There is a need of that. So AI need to be in a DNA of the officers because you can't outsource everything to the vendors. The fourth and final one is governance and scaling, like ethical framework, privacy standard, and funding mechanism. Without that, AI will never, I can say, sustain or scale it. So, what is a generative AI? I think everyone is talking about generative AI nowadays. So, what is a generative AI role in a government? So, generative AI has exploded in last 18 months, but it's not from the content creation. Now, government is also using very seriously. For an example, think about one farmer or one citizen who is talking on the phone and he can do anything, like he can ask certain query and he get a response. So that kind of information need to reach at the ground level to get a successful AI. But using a generative AI, we also don't have to ignore certain kind of risk. You everyone know that misinformation, I think we heard from the panelists, misinformation, hallucination, or algorithm-based real outcome. So government must use generative AI, should be transferable, auditable, and human supervised. Just to say one thing in that, AI shouldn't be a black box. So they must be audited what is going in there and what is going out. So for doing that, what would be the roadmap? So roadmap is that like a national AI readiness platform where we need to set up empowered task force at central and state level. Then open AI platform. Like we need to build like India's tech platform where everyone can come, they can contribute, they can get data and use it. Then AI governance standard, very critical one. Reason is that how we deal with the data protection policy, we also must to define the AI system policy also used by the state. And the final one is that AI workforce development. We need to embed AI into IAS officers, or I can say that training program. We need to integrate AI in ATI, iCode curriculums. This is a kind of essential demand for them. So India has a lot of talent, or I can say data, or a lot of digital infrastructure. What we need is that willpower, system thinking, and strategic patience. So last and not least, I'm just concluding on that way that the future of government is a data-driven, citizen-centric, and AI-enabled. But getting that not only a pilot or basis, we actually need to work in a 3 major things. We require AI mission. We just have to make sure every state have their mission and it is correlated with their local needs. Second, we need mandatory outcome-driven AI procurement where with performance metrics need to be captured. and cross-functional AI squads inside department and other domains also. So India has already proven AI in a different way, like Aadhaar to UPI. The next frontier is AI for the governance. So thank you very much for that.